Hey, folks, it's man once again. And like I said before, that I was going to finish the Van Damme movie reviews and go back to some of the ones I missed. One of them happens to be his feature film debut for Jean-Claude Van Damme, No Retreat, No Surrender, in 1986, directed by Corey Yuen. Corey Yuen. Corey Yuen, if you look this guy up, he's done a lot of stuff. And he even directed the sequel, No Retreat, No Surrender 2, which I think is a better movie than this. That one with Lauren Avedon. But you look at Corey Yuen, he's done a lot of stuff. Not just directing, but just a lot of stuff. And this film, it was like he was trying to do The Karate Kid mixed with Rocky 4. In a way it was, because it's a kid who gets bullied and he wants help and he gets an Asian man to help him, except instead of Mr. Miyagi, it's Bruce Lee's ghost. In order to get to the end where he fights a Russian named Ivan. Not Ivan Drago, but another Ivan played by Jean-Claude Van Damme. And in a way, this shouldn't count when I'm reviewing a Van Damme movie marathon because he's not in it that much. But fuck yeah, I figure I'll do it. This and Black Eagle, because he's the villain in both of these movies, but he's not in the movies that much. In this film, he has one scene that's about a few minutes, and then he doesn't come back until, what, the hour and 20-minute mark? Hour and 10-minute mark? Somewhere around there. Instead, you're spending time with Kirk McKinney, which is a guy that they wanted to do No Retreat, No Surrender 2, and other films like American Ninja 3, and he said, fuck it, I'm not doing it. And so the guy just did soap opera after this. He was in General Hospital, he was in As the World Turns, he was in Guiding Light, he was in like all the soap operas. And what's funny is the first thing we see in the movie is a movie theater that's showing Beverly Hills Cop. And I go, don't show a better movie when you open your movie, because it just makes me go, I'd just rather watch that movie. And Kurt McKinney is a student named Jason who has a father played by Timothy Baker, who's fucking terrible. He is a horrendous actor. Uh, Lee tries to be Bruce Lee as they're practicing in the dojo, and this guy comes in with Van Damme and wants him to work with him, and if not, give him the dojo, and the guy tells him piss off. He won't join. And this guy, Timothy Baker, who is Kurt McKinney's dad, the guy who runs the dojo, first off, he seems, even though he's the teacher here, he seems like a gigantic pussy. He's supposed to be the teacher of this dojo, and he seems like a gigantic wuss. And he goes, I won't join your organization. As if he's taking dramatic pause drama work from William Shatner. And he acts with his hands, and he goes, oh well. You think of Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 where the guy works with his eyebrows? Here, the guy works with his hands. He's about as bad as fucking Eric Freeman, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. He's just a really terrible actor. I like seeing Van Damme as Ivan. And apparently, if you read up, he really did hit this guy, Timothy Baker. Maybe Van Damme knew he was a shitty actor too, so he wanted to hit him for it. I don't know. But he jumps off this other guy and lands a kick square in the chest, and does this thing where the guy tries to kick, and Van Damme grabs it and breaks the guy's leg, does that tap kick, and does a beautiful 360 kick, just a smooth 360 kick, pummeling this guy's ass, Timothy Baker's ass. It's nice. The only thing worth the shit in this movie is to see Van Damme and see how he was move-wise in 1986. Like, wow, this guy can really move. Just smooth 360 kicks, just really smooth in this day and age. In that day and age. Like, pretty much the Kurt McKinney tries to fight Van Damme, but Van Damme takes him out easily. Ready to break his arm, but doesn't. And the dad and the son and such move to Seattle. They just leave, the dojo's fucked, the dad becomes a bartender, and they just go to Seattle. Because they run away like pussies. And Kurt McKinney meets this guy named RJ who could do so many things. He could dribble a basketball while on a bike. For some reason, he starts to break into rap and break dance. And this fat bully who's eating fucking ding-dongs and knocks this RJ character off his skateboard. But then during the chase, the guy's able to trip, Big Boy. I guess I'll call him Big Boy. This bully, which is weird. Here, the movie makes him out to be this big bully, and then the guy sort of disappears. I mean, in the third act, he pretty much just tries to bite Van Damme's leg, and Van Damme headbutts him, and that's pretty much it. But they've made him so prevalent, like, this is the big bully, this big guy, big boy. I was waiting for Kurt McKinney to kick his ass, but that's not the case, unfortunately. Of course, he's a big guy, so he's an asshole, and he's slobbering on his burger, he's got ketchup all over. But he is nice enough to buy everyone a meal at the fast food place. This is at least a bully nice enough to do that. To buy everyone a nice meal. And then they chase RJ, and then Kurt McKinney gets there, and out of the blue, RJ says the title of the movie, No Retreat, No Surrender. Okay, that's how the title of the movie goes. And if you didn't catch that, it gets said 2 more times throughout the film. Jesus Christ. So he fights them off. They have to head out. Kurt McKinney's dad is a fucktard and a piece of shit, saying, "Oh, fighting is for punks. In this house, what I say goes." I'm like, yeah, Kurt McKinney, your father's a piece of shit. And then Kurt McKinney, he's acting, having a hissy fit like he's 10 years old. A 10-year-old kid who wet the bed. At least if I do a review, I'm going over the top for a reason to have fun. Like my Godzilla rant, I'm punching the wall for fun effect. To make it entertaining. I mean, yeah, the film sucked. I didn't care for it because it was just, yeah, well, I could just do that. But it's more fun for me to just punch a wall because it's just something to do instead of just sitting here. That's why I like to go crazy and say crazy stuff. But if you talk to me about, yeah, the movie sucked because of blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. After go, yeah, this movie sucked because it's pretty slow-paced and the acting is very piss-poor, and maybe you could watch it as a so-bad-it's-funny movie, but I think there's just so many other movies you could watch. The Karate Kid Part 2, which, even though it was a box office hit, doesn't get talked about much, so I feel it's a bit underrated. Hell, you could watch Bloodsport, Cyborg, Kickboxer, Death Warrant, and a dozen other Van Damme films, including this film back here, Hard Target. There's just so many other films you could watch. But I also like to go crazy as well. And the father is still a piece of shit, as well as a shitty actor. And Kurt McKinney is still having a hissy fit. Like I said, 10-year-old, that his mom found him jerking his winky. He tries to join this karate place, but the fat fuck bully lies to this guy, so Kurt McKinney is trying to join, and he gets beaten up for it. Then he goes to this party where he has this present, which this is just dumbfounding to me. It's a present wrapped up, gives it to this girl that he kind of, I guess he knew. And when she opens it, she pulls out a little bunny. Now think about this. You have an animal in a box. Looks like it's not wintertime, so it's pretty hot out. No holes in the box. It's covered in wrapping. Kurt McKinney, you should be glad that animal didn't fucking suffocate. Didn't suffocate its ass. Didn't fucking die not having water. Especially a little cute bunny. You fucking S&M loving motherfucker. Jesus Christ. kids, don't watch this movie and do what this movie says. Apparently, in this movie, you can put a bunny in a box, an actual bunny in the box, not Con Air bunny in the box. You put an actual bunny in the box, and it'll be perfectly fine. No holes, no nothing, no air. Yeah, bunnies don't need air, and they got hair on, but hell, they love the heat. They won't die. They won't suffocate. They won't die. They'll improvise. So he gets beat up again at the party, and the guy acting like a fucking bitch in heat just goes out crying, and the girl, who is so clear that she's innocent, is so clear that she had nothing to do with this, but the guy still goes, oh, it's probably your fault. I don't believe you. Just pushes the girl. I'm like, that's why you don't get any poontang pie, motherfucker. Just pushes the girl, and he drives off, cries at Bruce Lee's grave like a whiny bitch. I can't speak for Bruce Lee, but I think Bruce Lee's ghost would be like, stop whining in front of my grave. Go out there and do something. Do work, son. Well, Bruce Lee won't talk like that, but he goes back home, his father's acting like an asshole again, and literally Kurt McKinney screams like a 10-year-old kid where the father took away his Nintendo and said, you're not playing any more games. Or you know, back in the day when your parents says, I'm taking this video game back, this Nintendo game, I'm taking it back to the store. You know, no, please, no. He acts like this, Kurt McKinney, when the father takes the Bruce Lee poster and ripped it. I'm go, that could be a collector's item, motherfucker. Maybe be like someone, oh, you ripped my comic book, my fucking Spider-Man. Early Spider-Man comic. Yeah. But that was the first appearance of the Punisher, motherfucker. No, just rips the guy's Bruce Lee poster. The guy cries and runs away, gets to his friend who comes out in a shower cap and says, oh yeah, I got your stuff. Let's put it in this empty house. And he does, and then he falls asleep. And lo and behold, the ghost of Bruce Lee arrives. Now maybe you can make a case that the next 20-30 minutes is just this guy's psychosis. He reached the breaking point and he went absolute batshit crazy, so maybe he imagined all this like A Beautiful Mind or Fight Club. And this could be like Fight Club. Maybe this was Fight Club before Fight Club. So Bruce Lee is just another part of his mind. Because even there's points where RJ looks and sees that the guy's talking to himself. So, hey, maybe this was Fight Club before Fight Club. I don't know. So you could look at it that way. This guy's psychosis and batshit crazy. Or it's really Bruce Lee's ghost, who, I guess Bruce Lee's ghost was so bored, even though the guy looks nothing like Bruce Lee. Hell, how many Bruceploitation movies did we have back in the day? You couldn't hire one of those guys? Well, this guy was a what was it? I remember hearing the guy that got doubled Bruce Lee in Game of Death or something like that. I'm like, okay, he doubled him. I don't like Game of Death either. That was a piece of shit too. How about you some? There's a bunch of other guys who look like Bruce Lee. I know because they used them in those Bruceploitation movies to try to fool people's asses. This is Bruce Lee, but it's L-I, or it's L-E-I-G, or they just say Bruce Lee, L-E-E. Which, by the way, I heard there was a Bruceploitation documentary coming out, and I actually look forward to that. See, why are they talking about that? So he starts training the guy, and gives his glass, this is my cup of knowledge. I go, it's Diet Coke? Well, because there's literally, he pours Diet Coke in there. Here's my cup of knowledge. I'm like, are you trying to say Bruce Lee loves Diet Coke? Is that where I'm getting at here? I don't think that's where I was supposed to go. Training, he's on the ropes, he's dodging bags, he's practicing, he's doing one-handed push-ups, puts his foot in this rope to stretch his leg, try to hit this bag up high so that maybe he could do this flip kick, which he'll do later. Then when he's able to do it, Bruce Lee just leaves and gets the fuck out of Dodge. He doesn't say a word of good luck out there. We're all counting on you. Or He doesn't say jack shit, just says nothing, just back turned, goes back into the door of light, and not even a good luck or you were okay, you're an okay student, or may the force be with you, or fucking anything. He just leaves. Oh, fuck it, I'm done, bye. Doesn't even say that. He could have just said that. Oh, fuck it, I'm done, bye. At least that would have made me laugh. So he continues his training. He even does this weird ass thing where he's thrusting his hips up, and his friend RJ is on his dick, is on Kurt McKinney's dick, and Kurt McKinney is Kurt McKinney's here, right, and he's doing this, like lifting his hips up and down, and the guy is right here. So the guy is sitting on Kurt McKinney's dick, eating ice cream. Put an ice cream bar, something creamy goodness in his mouth. I'm surprised it wasn't a popsicle. It might as well be. It might as well be a fucking dildo. Fucking dildo up his ass too. As he's, well, he doesn't need it because he's riding on a dish. I've heard riding dicks, but I didn't think I'd see it in a Karate Kid ripoff kind of a movie. His dad gets beat up by these thugs, and the guy comes in. I will say, Kurt McKinney has some good moves. Seemed like a decent martial artist. Not really much of an actor, but he seemed like a decent martial artist. I'll give him that much. I will give him that. Props. Kicks a little bit of ass, some nice stuff, 360 roundhouse kicks. And then it really cuts to people dancing. Like two people who are dressed in Michael Jackson's Thriller garbs, his red garbs. And then this weird ass scene where one's on the ground and the other puts a light bulb in the guy's mouth, and the light bulb turns on. The guy's on a seizure on the dance floor, and this is part of, I guess, a dance routine. And I go, okay. People are like, why don't you have fun with this movie? Because I would rather watch a good movie. See, I'm not the type of guy. I love 80s movies. But I love 80s movies when they're actually good. I actually think Bloodsport is a good movie. That's the difference between me and these guys. I actually think Kickboxer is a good movie. I actually think Red Scorpion is a good movie. I actually think The Punisher is a good movie. Even early 90s, I think I Come in Peace is a good movie. I think Hard Target is a good movie. I think of these films as actual good movies. I think Missing in Action 1 and 2 are good movies. I don't think this is a good movie. It does not deserve a fucking 5.5 on IMDb. It's way too fucking high for this piece of shit. Even the music sucks. If I want to see good music and montages, I'll watch Rocky 4. I'll watch fucking Rad. But Rad doesn't even have a fucking DVD release, but you can buy a DVD of No Retreat, No Surrender. I wouldn't be surprised if it was fucking Blu-ray overseas with features like fucking Black Eagle. Yeah, Black Eagle has a Blu-ray overseas. I'm not sure if it probably has features. I wouldn't be fucking surprised with how things work today. The only scene worth a shit, other than that one scene with Van Damme kicks the shitty actor Timothy Baker's ass, is you get to this finale where it's in this kickboxing tournament and Kurt McKinney's just there to watch. And a couple guys, yeah, the same guys who were fucking with Kurt McKinney, so we don't give a shit about these guys. This one guy comes in and says, I bet no one in Seattle can beat my man Ivan. And Kurt McKinney tries to warn these guys, and they tell him to fuck off, pretty much. And then this upcoming stuff is nice, because it's nice to see Van Damme and his moves. Van Damme does this nice drop kick and pushes the guy out the ring. Does some nice rapid punches and sort of this 360 kick where a guy's coming off the ropes, and Van Damme sort of does a 360 kick, but it ends right here. So, like, both his leg just clotheslines the guy. Knocks him out cold, it looks like. I mean, I would not be surprised if Van Damme was really hitting these guys, but I will say it looks pretty damn effective. It looks pretty damn good. That's the only part I liked was with Van Damme. The third guy is actually doing pretty decent, but then Van Damme goes apeshit, even choking him. He punches and he kicks the ref. The fat fuck tries to bite Van Damme. Van Damme headbutts him. I wish he would have got him in the ring and broken the big boy's neck. I wish that was the case. I hated that character. He even pulls the girl's hair, and that's when McKinney gets pissed off and comes in and is able to fight Ivan. And then Jean-Claude like rips his shirt and is like, oh shit, Van Damme just ripped his shirt off. Shit's just got real, son. And they have a nice back and forth, some good choreography. Van Damme, he doesn't have much lines. He only says, I'm the best, and you're very good. And it ends with, of course, McKinney doing that flip kick and something that pushes Van Damme out of the ring. Everyone comes in, hoists him up, and the movie ends with a shitty song. The soundtrack even sucks ass. It's not even one of those 80s films that has great soundtrack. Karate Kid has a good soundtrack. Karate Kid Part 2 has a good soundtrack. Rocky 4 has a great soundtrack. Rad has a good soundtrack. Hell, Kickboxer. Never surrender. Bloodsport. Fight to survive. Here, nothing. So other than Van Damme, this movie ain't worth a shit. And anything hook, line, sinker. It's boring. It's badly acted. It's just fucking stupid, silly, and stupid. You got a big boy, annoying fat fuck. You got Bruce Lee's ghost. So either he's Bruce Lee's ghost who doesn't look like Bruce Lee, which is funny because there's a fucking Bruce Lee poster right there, which I thought was a bad idea that you have a Bruce Lee poster and then you have a guy that looks nothing like Bruce Lee in the same fucking shot. You have the hip thrust fucking RJ's ass montage moment while the guy's eating a fucking ice cream cone. Might as well say the guy likes to suck dick. You have shitty music, shitty songs, shitty acting, boring lead who has hissy fits like a 10-year-old girl or a woman on her period. And this movie just has nothing. Why does it get a 5.5? What's so damn good about this movie? I just watched the Karate Kid Part 2. Is it better than Karate Part 3? Yeah, because at least Van Damme has some good stuff at the end. Rob Macho I liked, and he has nothing to do at the end. He gets his ass kicked 15 times and then does one hit and wins. Karate Part 3 is still worse. But just, that's not much of a fucking thumbs up. That's not much of a... There's a certain word I'm thinking of. That's not much of a achievement to be better than Karate Part 3. I'm sure some people would debate that. If you're a fan of the film, that's fine. I just don't get it. I don't know. Maybe people like to laugh at it. Maybe that's why people like to laugh at the film. But usually I don't watch movies to laugh at them. Once in a while, yeah, there are funny movies that are bad, but I laugh at. I laugh at The Happening. It's a bad movie. But normally, I watch a movie because I like it. And if it's not good, then I don't think it's good. And I don't want to watch it. This is one of them. I don't want to watch this movie. There's 15 other Van Damme films I could watch. I could watch Replicant. I could watch In Hell. I could watch Weight of Death. I could watch Until Death. I could watch JCVD. Hard Target. Time Cop. Universal Soldier. The Shepherd Border Patrol is fucked a little better than this. Hell, film Six Bullets is better than this. There's a lot of movies better than this. Fuck this movie. Are there worse Van Damme films? Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's hard to even call this a Van Damme movie because he's the bad guy, but he shows up in one scene for a minute or two at the beginning of the film, then disappears about until the 70, 80-minute mark. And then you have Van Damme doing some cool moves. So at least there's that, I guess. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. I think this movie sucks. And we'll talk to you later. Oh! I forgot. The other 2 times that the guy says no retreat, no surrender, he says it... Well, when was the second time? I already got the second time, but the third time is when the heroes get beat up, and RJ says that line again. Jason! No retreat! No surrender! Which I understand if you want to put the title of the movie in your dialogue. But you know what did that better? Lionheart! That's how, and that works smoothly and badass. When you say no retreat, no surrender, it seems awkward and clunky as fuck. Just like the movie. I just had to mention that. Anyway, later.